Hello everybody and welcome to GLHF episode number 44. Yes, that's the one we're on, where we are taking a look at Company of Heroes. As you see here, I'm in Company of Heroes. I have a Company of Heroes, also known as a Company of Tanks, which is awesome. This is a RTS made by Relic, published by THQ, was in the Humble Bundle, and I picked up the Humble Bundle, and it was a really good deal. So I played this game back it's long ago when it first came out, so that was a long time actually, maybe like 4 years possibly, and I never actually picked up the expansions, but with the Humble Bundle it came with them, so it's like that is a really good deal. Plus I got a ton of other games. Speaking of which, the Humble Bundle going on right now is like Dungeon Defenders with all the DLC, and all the DLCs like it's like a $30 deal there, which is really nice. And then you've got Legends of Grimrock, just a ton of indie games in general, games I've done coverage of in the past, so you might want to check that stuff out if you're at all interested. It's pay what you want model, so it's pretty sweet. Speaking of which, let's send this guy over here so that way they can do what they want. Now, Company of Heroes is based in World War II, right? So, I mean, you can see I've got like a flak track here, or a half track rather. You know, Shermans. It's pretty sweet. I think these guys can capture this point. Let me just make sure. No, I think I got to get the infantry out. Basically, it's a RTS that doesn't do anything traditionally by any sense of the imagination, because you see, like, I have these infantry here. So let me move that, and actually let me just set up my tanks real quick. Aha! Oop. Half track, get out of there. I need you guys over here. Okay. So basically, like I said, it doesn't do anything traditionally within, I guess, the world of RTS. Like, basically, when you think of like RTS, you think of crap. Wow, he died quick. You think of StarCraft, right? Especially StarCraft 1. But when it boils down to Company of Heroes, they tend to do things a bit more realistic. Come on, get over there. What are you doing? There he goes. So, oh wow, that's not good. I've already lost one of my light armored vehicles. Come on, take that guy out. Probably should have gone at them with infantry. That was a bad idea. Oop, see the shell bouncing off? Once I'm done fighting these guys, I'll actually continue on with the thought I was trying to do. But totally got rudely interrupted by these guys. Come on, shoot him. You... Oh my gosh, it's like watching a retard over here. Come on, shoot. Shoot. You shoot. Okay, we're restarting this mission. We literally are restarting this mission. As I was saying. That sucked. Okay, it's because I'm not focused, is what it is. We will skip this for any story spoilers, although it's not really story spoilers because, I mean, it's World War II. If you've studied history, you know what's going to happen. Okay, so yeah, there was an upgrade there? Did you guys see that? Back to my thought. It's a realistic RTS in the fact that if I move this half track over here, back to what I was doing to begin with, but there's control group 1, move my tanks in ready position right there, pop my infantry out. So when I have my infantry selected, if I scroll over things like that, you can see little green dots pop up on the ground, and you'll see a little shield on my cursor and above their name, or above their little icon there. Basically, that means they're in cover. So units will be able to take cover, and with that, they're able to take less damage and stuff. And that goes for infantry. I think some vehicles can get a little bit of cover. But what we're going to do is we're going to take these infantry, we're going to throw a grenade at that anti-tank weapon. Right, that should take those guys out. Lickety split. Okay, maybe it didn't. Come in. There we go, now they're getting them. Picking them off, now we're going to get this one, and then we're going to get this other one. And then I can move my armor in. Let's throw another grenade since we have the option. There we go. So, like many RTS, each type of unit has like their own abilities. Like, for instance, this tank right here, if I can move it out, has this mine clearer. And what it does is it pretty much just eats up the ground in front of it and clears out mines, because with infantry and engineers you can put down mines, which are really nice against vehicles. Now, when I meant this is like a pretty realistic RTS, I pretty much meant that. Like, tanks are super overpowered, and actually vehicles in general are typically pretty overpowered. However, with a well-coordinated squad of infantry, you can pretty much do anything. So, what just shot at me? Where'd that come from? Yeah, it came from a mortar? I think it was a mortar. Okay, so I'm going to keep my infantry here, and I'm going to move the 3 Shermans off over this direction. In fact, I probably should take the... There we go. The light assault things. I guess they're an M8. There we go. M8 armored car. Actually modeled after real stuff that was in World War II. And we can just fortify that, and I'll explain that mechanic in a second with why I'm capturing those, but we're going to come over here and take out this building because I saw infantry walking into it. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Which puts me in a very good position. So let's send my Shermans over here. Let's put these guys back in that. Let's put that. Just putting all my different control groups there. Okay, cool. So they're hiding in a building. I can take out the building pretty easily with tanks, so I'm not too concerned. If I had a sniper, I could snipe them out. That's, yeah, it's not a huge concern of mine. So you see this icon, these little bullets here? That's an MG42. You have different types of... The game is really loud for me, too, so I'm just going to turn this down a bit. I don't know if it's loud for you guys, but it's really loud for me. You have different types of infantry, so you have like infantry with heavy weaponry, which means they're able to pin down my infantry, which is really bad. So I want to make sure that they're not able to do that by moving in my armor when there's infantry and moving my infantry in when there's things like the anti-tank weapons that we saw here that I took out. I can also actually move my infantry and retake this weapon and use it as my own, which is pretty sweet. We're going to take out this mortar guy. Let's move in these guys, and let's move my half-track off over this direction so it's nice and safe. Sweet. So, more about this game. This game's, I think I pretty much said this in the beginning, but it's pretty much my favorite RTS game to ever be released for a lot of reasons. Like, the #1 reason is the fact that you have so many options with strategy when going into combat, which I like. Like, I could have easily just like flanked them off from over this side, but the battle would have been completely different. Unlike in StarCraft, where you've got like a death ball and you meet the other person's death ball usually, or you're playing Terran and you just do retarded drops all the time. Sorry, I don't play Terran, I play Protoss, so I'm kind of offended when people do drops against me. It's really annoying. Let's get these guys to capture that. And we'll take a look at that in a second because that's flashing. I know that's bothering some of you. But yeah, so there's a bit more strategy, in my opinion, involved in this game because you have so many weak units that need support from other units, and it's just really good. And as a avid player of StarCraft, I can say that with some pretty good authority. Like, this game requires a lot of strategy, especially as it gets harder and harder. Multiplayer is intense because you're watching the map constantly. The way this resource thing works, by the way, since I'm doing it, you have these capture points. Like, this has ammunition, this is ammunition, that is ammunition, that's fuel, and that's pretty much all that you really need to know. So you have 3 types of resources in the game. You have manpower, as you see here, the one that I have 780 of now. Then you have the munitions, and then you have the fuel. And each of those is used for building different things, or training different units. Like manpower, obviously, is used to just about everything. You can lay down mines if you have enough munitions, or if you had like a pit where you can make tanks, then that would require fuel and stuff like that. So a lot of these also, actually, just to confirm. Yes, throwing grenades and stuff, that also requires munitions. So that's useful to keep in mind. So you want these supplies on the map, right? But you have a command center. In fact, this map doesn't give me one, which is odd. I think it's this one, maybe. But what happens is, if your territory is not connected, let's keep moving on here. Move the half track over here and capture that. Anyways, if your territory on the map, you can see it's broken up pretty well, and you can even see it even better here. If it's not connected, like if I had all of these, but I didn't have these, you know, and this, like, let's say this is the only one. So I had this one, and then that one, but they weren't connected. It wouldn't actually give me these two. So your territory has to be connected, so people could do like Battle of the Bulge tactics, and you know, push in the middle of your territory and take you out, which is really, you know, it's a cool strategy to be able to do that kind of thing. But it's very strategic to set up like defensive points, like these walls here. If you had a ton of infantry, setting them up behind that, because it's green cover, which means it's heavy cover. I don't know what I killed there, but something obviously died. And if it's yellow, it's light cover, so you don't want light cover, you want heavy cover, so it'll keep your infantry alive and stuff like that. And then you have this level up system as you go, and you can purchase different things. If you're playing like skirmish or online, you have a few options here. You've got like armored infantry and airborne. I think it's really cool for the American, the US Army. I think I can only buy that, so we'll go with that. Put them back in the half track. But with the different expansions, you're able to play as the Germans, as a second German, I guess, faction kind of thing. You can play as the British, and I think there might be one more, but there's a ton of really cool stuff that come in all the expansions. And the expansions is like more of an add-on pack than it is an expansion. They're also completely standalone, so I'm pretty sure you can have Tales of Valor or whatever the other one is. In fact, can I bring up Steam? Is it my online? I don't know if I'll be able to, actually. There's two basically expansions, but they're standalone, so you can buy one and get the rest, which is really sweet. But they do continue on the story, so. Oh. They must have died, so I took too long because I'm an idiot. But I think that gives you a pretty good idea of what I'm talking about here. So now I can actually do the mission. Restart it again. Oi. I didn't know it was timed. Obviously it was, and I just didn't know. So let's restart. And here we go. Good. Skip this again. Once again, so you guys don't get any story spoilers. It's hard to say. So we have to rescue these guys, which shouldn't be too difficult now that I'm actually focused on the job at hand. So I need to get up over here. And we're just going to go straight for them. In fact, put my infantry in here. There we go. Move these guys up. Up over here. We'll put that guy as 3. We'll put the light armored guys as 2. Sherman's is 1. Good. Oh, there's a command thing here. Sweet. I didn't realize that. Can you guys capture that? That'd be sweet. Okay. Sherman's. And what are those? M8s? Yes, up over there. Okay, cool. Now I have a command thing so I can make engineers. Good. That's really good. As I take out guys on my way, that's always really good as well. So here, once I get an engineer, I can make buildings and stuff like that. I can also make more defenses, which is really good. We'll get up over here and we'll take these guys out. Yeah, see, these are engineers. I really need that engineer company. And there's infantry as well. One thing tanks can do is they could just blast through walls, as you see there. Really helpful. We'll have those guys flank around the side. We'll get another engineer. Actually, no, I don't need another engineer. I just need 2. Let's see here, back up. Build. Let's build a barracks. Good, just like any other strategy game you might expect. That's a lot of infantry. Let's actually move these guys up a bit, since they're going to be doing brunt of the damage. Oh yeah, look at all those Germans die. Nazis, really. It's not just the Germans. Oh, now we got to get those guys out of here. Okay, here's a bit of tank combat for you. Goal is to get behind this guy, right? Because he has lighter armor on the backside. Crap. There we go. So I'm just going to turn around so these tanks are able to shoot him in the butt. There we go. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, you don't want to face your tank's butt to the rest of their tanks, because that's always really bad. Oh no, actually, engineers, I don't want you in there.
Clear the courtyard. Dog company has been relieved.
I want.
Company squads have joined Abe.
Let's get one up. Oop.
Allied Field HQ is located here.
Yeah, I know. I picked it up.
Operations and call in reinforcements.
Thanks, but I already know that.
Word from HQ is that it's up to
Okay, so it's giving me a mission update.
We gotta secure that crossroad. Let's go.
Buildings. Okay, back to what I was building. Whoop, unit down. My unit or their unit? Their unit. Okay, good. Didn't want to die. We will take these guys and move them back to base. Good. Let's actually fall back. Yeah, I figured that's why I want to fall back. Yeah, there's a tank there. I think that's anti-aircraft, actually. Yeah, flak panzer. Really good against infantry. And I don't have another point, but once I get 2 points, I can get field repairs, which is really great if I have a ton of tanks. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff you could do. You can take, in order to take out tanks, that is. You can take your infantry, you can upgrade them with like rocket launchers. I don't have that functionality right now. I don't know why, but a sniper would actually be very nice, thank you. Snipers can move cloaked, kind of like a ghost in StarCraft. We'll do a supply yard. I don't have enough fuel, so then this is when you start running into like, oh, I need more supply lines, so I'll have to get this fuel point over here, that munitions point, that fuel point, or rather, that fuel point. But that gives you probably the best idea of what this game is about. Like I said, I picked it up on the Humble Bundle. I was like, I love this game so much that I figured I'd want to share it with you guys. And the Humble Bundle currently going on right now is definitely worth it. So if you guys are at all interested in the games available, I would suggest picking it up. But I'm going to go take out this flak panzer if my tanks ever move around quick enough. Thank you. There's also MG42 coming in. Let's take that guy out. Come on, shoot him in the boom. Keep my side to him.
Enemy unit down.
It's kind of like tank fighting in Planetside. It's actually a lot like it. There we go, and then I have 2 points, which means I could pick up, I guess that, so light vehicles can.
To all units, light vehicles may now advance and ready to roll. Territory.
Which means these guys can go over here and capture that if I wanted to, which is really sweet. So it makes these M8s way more useful. Ooh, and they have armor skirts too, so you can upgrade them so they can take more damage. Nice. Or take less damage. You know what I meant. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up everything I've needed to say about Company of Heroes. Really great game. If you haven't ever played it, I would really suggest it. Company of Heroes 2 will be coming out soon. And I know I'm going to be playing the heck out of that game. But on that note, we shall see you guys next time.